Imagine this. You wake up in the morning and instead of feeling refreshed, your body feels stiff. Your knees ache when you stand, your back feels tight, and those muscles you worked on yesterday at the gym or even just from gardening still feel sore. Sound familiar? Now, many people assume this is just what happens when you get older. They shrug it off and say, well, I'm past 60. My body just doesn't bounce back like it used to. But here's the surprising truth. It's not simply age. What's really happening is that your muscles are missing the right fuel for recovery while you sleep. Think of it this way. Your body is like a construction site. During the day, you break down those muscle fibers with movement and activity. But the rebuilding, the real strengthening, happens at night. If the workers show up but don't have the materials they need, how can the repair get done? That's why so many older adults wake up sore and sluggish. In today's video, we're going to uncover 2 simple vitamins, not exotic powders or expensive supplements, but everyday nutrients that can become your secret weapon for rebuilding strength. After 60, these vitamins can make the difference between waking up stiff or waking up ready to move with confidence. Stay with me, because this just might change the way you think about recovery forever. Now let's clear up one of the biggest misconceptions about fitness. Most people think muscles grow while you're lifting weights or exercising, but that's not true. In the gym, or even while doing yard work or climbing stairs, you're actually breaking your muscles down. You're creating tiny micro tears in the fibers. The growth, the real strengthening, happens later, when you rest, and most importantly, when you sleep. Think of it like this. Exercise is the blueprint, but sleep is the construction crew. Without builders on site, the house never gets stronger. And here's the challenge after age 60. Your construction crew doesn't work as efficiently as it used to. Why? Because the very hormones that drive recovery naturally start to decline. Growth hormone, which surges at night to repair tissues, is released in much smaller amounts as we age. Testosterone, which plays a critical role in rebuilding muscle and keeping energy high, also drops year after year. And on top of that, sleep itself often becomes disrupted. Many older adults wake up several times during the night, which shortens the deep sleep window, the exact time your body needs to recover. That's why you may notice more soreness, longer recovery times, and a sense of weakness that doesn't quite match how hard you're working. It's not simply getting older, it's biology. Your body is sending a signal. I need extra support to rebuild. And here's the good news. While you can't turn back the clock on aging, you can give your body the tools it needs to make recovery smoother and stronger. That's where nutrition and the right vitamins come into play. They act like specialized workers added back to your nighttime construction crew, making sure the repairs actually get done. So if you've been frustrated by sore muscles lasting for days, or progress that seems to stall no matter how consistent you are, this is the missing piece. It's not about pushing harder in the gym. It's about feeding your body smarter so it can do the work while you sleep. Let's talk about vitamin D. Most people know it as the sunshine vitamin, and they usually think about it in terms of bone health. Doctors often mention it for preventing osteoporosis or keeping your bones from getting brittle. And yes, that's true. Vitamin D is crucial for bone strength. But here's the fascinating part. Vitamin D is so much more than a bone vitamin. In fact, your body actually treats it more like a hormone, and it plays a direct role in building muscle strength and energy. Think of vitamin D as the switch that turns on protein synthesis. Without it, your muscles are like an engine running without oil, working harder, wearing out faster, and not repairing as they should. Studies show that people with healthy vitamin D levels have better muscle performance, less soreness, and stronger physical function overall. This means fewer days where you feel weak, stiff, or like your body just won't cooperate. One of the biggest reasons vitamin D is so powerful is because it improves calcium and phosphorus absorption. These minerals are the raw materials your muscles and bones need to contract, repair, and grow. Imagine trying to build a house without bricks or mortar. Impossible, right? That's what happens when your body doesn't have enough vitamin D. The building materials never reach your muscles effectively, leaving them weaker and slower to recover. But vitamin D goes even further. It also helps regulate testosterone, a hormone that declines steadily with age, but is absolutely critical for maintaining strength, energy, and vitality. If you've ever wondered why your workouts feel harder, or why you tire out more quickly now than you did in your 40s or 50s, low vitamin D and its impact on testosterone could be part of the answer. Here's the challenge. Deficiency is incredibly common, especially among older adults. Think about your own lifestyle for a moment. Do you spend most of your day indoors? Do you wear sunscreen regularly, or live in a region with long winters? Or maybe you have naturally darker skin, which filters UV rays more effectively. All of these factors mean your body produces less vitamin D from sunlight. And even though we call it the sunshine vitamin, sunlight alone is rarely enough as we age. Let me share a quick story. A man named Robert, 72 years old, had always enjoyed morning walks. But over time, he noticed his legs felt heavier, and climbing stairs became a real effort. His doctor discovered that his vitamin D levels were far below normal. After a few months of consistent supplementation, Robert wasn't just back to his walks. He felt stronger, his balance improved, and he said he finally had the energy to keep up with his grandkids again. That's the difference vitamin D can make. So how much do you actually need? Most experts recommend somewhere between 800 and 2,000 IUs per day, depending on your health and your doctor's guidance. The key is consistency. And here's another important tip. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means it absorbs best when taken with a meal that includes healthy fats. So instead of popping your vitamin D supplement on an empty stomach, pair it with foods like avocado, olive oil, salmon, or even a simple handful of nuts. That one small change can make a huge difference in how much your body actually uses. Think about this. If your body is struggling to recover, if your energy is fading, or if your progress in the gym seems stalled, vitamin D might be the missing link. It's not about taking more protein shakes or pushing harder through soreness. It's about giving your body the switch it needs to actually build strength while you rest. And here's the takeaway. Vitamin D isn't optional for seniors. It's foundational. Without it, your body can't fully repair or strengthen itself, no matter how much exercise or protein you add. With it, you give your muscles, your bones, and even your hormones the support they need to keep you moving strong, well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. When most people hear about vitamin C, they immediately think of colds, flu season, or a glass of orange juice at breakfast. And yes, vitamin C is essential for immune health, but if you stop there, you're missing one of its most powerful roles, the ability to keep your muscles, joints, and tendons resilient. Here's the secret. Vitamin C is absolutely required for collagen production. Collagen is like the glue, or better yet, the scaffolding that holds your body together. Every time you lift weights, go for a walk, or even just climb a flight of stairs, you're not only stressing your muscle fibers, you're also putting pressure on the connective tissues that support those muscles. Without enough collagen, those tissues weaken, leaving you with sore joints, stiff movements, and a higher risk of injury. Think about an older home with cracked walls and weak beams. No matter how solid the roof is, if the structure underneath is fragile, everything eventually gives way. That's exactly what happens in the body when collagen breaks down. And vitamin C is the builder that makes sure those beams stay strong. But that's not all. Vitamin C is also one of the most powerful antioxidants your body can use. When you exercise, or even go about your daily activities, your muscles generate free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and create inflammation. Left unchecked, that inflammation slows recovery, drains your energy, and leaves you sore for days. Vitamin C steps in like a cleanup crew, neutralizing those free radicals and clearing the way for faster repair. Let me share a story. Susan, a 68-year-old retiree, loved gardening but found herself struggling with knee pain. She thought it was just old age. After learning about collagen and vitamin C, she started making small changes, adding bell peppers and kiwi to her salads, and taking a daily 300 mg vitamin C supplement. Within a few weeks, her knees felt stronger, and she could spend hours tending her flowers without discomfort. Her story is a perfect example of how giving your body the right building materials can restore not just strength, but joy in everyday activities. So how much do you actually need? For most older adults, somewhere between 200 and 500 milligrams daily is a safe and effective range. More isn't always better. In fact, taking over 1,000 milligrams regularly can lead to stomach upset, diarrhea, or even kidney stones in sensitive individuals. The key is balance, enough to support collagen and fight inflammation without going overboard. And the good news is, vitamin C isn't hard to find. Citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruits, colorful bell peppers, strawberries, blueberries, and kiwi are all excellent sources. Even a single cup of strawberries can give you more than the daily minimum. If you enjoy cooking, think of adding bright vegetables to your meals, not just for flavor and color, but as powerful medicine for your joints and muscles. Here's something to think about. What if soreness and stiffness after a workout weren't just normal aging, but actually a sign your body is lacking the raw materials it needs to rebuild? Wouldn't it make sense to give it that support? Vitamin C may be simple, but it has the power to transform how you feel day to day. So next time you think of vitamin C, don't just picture immunity. Picture stronger tendons, healthier joints, less soreness, and a body that can move more freely. It's not about living without pain for a single day. It's about creating a foundation so you can keep moving, keep doing what you love, and keep your independence for years to come. Here's where the real magic happens. When you bring vitamin D and vitamin C together, on their own, each one is powerful, but when combined, they create something far greater than the sum of their parts. Think about it like building a bridge. Vitamin D is the steel beams, strong, supportive, giving the bridge its structure. Vitamin C is the concrete, filling in the gaps, binding everything together, and protecting the beams from rust and wear. Alone, each has value, but together, they form a bridge you can trust to carry you safely for years. Vitamin D strengthens your actual muscle fibers, turning those microscopic tears from exercise into stronger, more resilient tissue. Meanwhile, vitamin C makes sure the connective tissue, the tendons, ligaments, and joints that support those muscles, are rebuilt and protected. And because vitamin C also reduces inflammation, it clears away the swelling and oxidative stress that would otherwise slow recovery down. Here's an example. John, 66, started strength training after retirement. At first, he felt progress, but soreness lingered for days, and his knees ached so badly he nearly gave up. When he added vitamin D and vitamin C consistently into his routine, the change was remarkable. His muscles grew stronger, but just as importantly, his joints stopped holding him back. He described it as finally being able to trust my body again. Now, some of you may be wondering, does it matter when I take them? Should I take them in the morning, at night, or after a workout? The truth is, timing is not as important as consistency. What really matters is making sure your body always has these nutrients available. Daily intake is the key. Think of it like watering a plant. If you only water once a week, the soil dries up and the plant suffers. But a steady, consistent supply keeps it thriving. Your muscles and joints work the same way. And here's the part most people miss. Magnesium often gets promoted for recovery, and yes, it helps with relaxation. But magnesium alone doesn't rebuild muscle fibers or repair connective tissue. Vitamin D and C together do the heavy lifting. They form what I like to call your muscle joint protection system. So if you've been frustrated with long recovery times, nagging aches, or the sense that your progress keeps stalling, this combination could be your missing link. It's not about chasing every new supplement that hits the shelves. It's about focusing on 2 time-tested vitamins that together give your body exactly what it needs to keep moving. Strong, steady, and pain-free. Now, before you rush out to buy a bottle of vitamin D and vitamin C, let's talk about safety, because not all bodies are the same, and what works wonders for one person may cause issues for another. If you're over 60, and especially if you live with conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or joint problems, you need to pay closer attention. Vitamins can be powerful allies, but just like medicine, taking too much or using them incorrectly can backfire. Let's start with vitamin D. While it strengthens muscles and bones, too much can cause your body to absorb excess calcium. That calcium doesn't always go where it should, into your bones. Instead, it can build up in your kidneys and lead to painful kidney stones, or even affect your heart. So more is not better. Staying within the recommended range, usually 800 to 2000 IU per day, is the safest path unless your doctor tells you otherwise. Vitamin C has its own cautions. In moderate amounts, it's fantastic, but at high doses, it can upset your stomach, cause diarrhea, or even lead to kidney stones for people who are sensitive. Some report trouble sleeping if they take large amounts late in the day. That's why balance matters more than megadoses. Here's something I often remind people. Vitamins are not magic pills. They work best when combined with healthy habits. Imagine building a fire. The vitamins are like the spark, but you still need wood and oxygen for the fire to burn. For your body, that wood and oxygen means quality sleep, light daily movement like morning walks, and protein-rich meals that provide the building blocks your muscles need. Take the example of Linda, 71. She added vitamin D and C to her routine, but she also committed to going to bed earlier, doing simple stretches in the morning, and eating more fish and beans. The difference? Not only did her muscles recover better, but her energy, mood, and even her sleep improved. It wasn't the vitamins alone, it was the combination. So as you think about adding these vitamins, ask yourself, am I also giving my body the rest, movement, and nutrition it needs? Because that's where the real transformation happens. Not from one pill, but from a balanced approach that supports your body every single day. So how do you actually put this into practice? The good news is, it's simple, and once you make it part of your daily rhythm, it becomes as easy as brushing your teeth. Let's start with vitamin D. Because it's fat-soluble, your body absorbs it best when you take it with a meal that contains healthy fats. That means lunch or dinner is the perfect time. Picture a meal with salmon, avocado, or a drizzle of olive oil on your vegetables. That's the ideal moment to take your vitamin D. By pairing it with food, you're making sure your body actually uses what you're giving it. Vitamin C works a little differently. Since it's water-soluble, your body doesn't store it very well. That's why splitting it into smaller doses throughout the day is much more effective than taking one giant pill. For example, you could enjoy an orange with breakfast, take a small supplement at lunch, and then have some strawberries or bell peppers with your evening meal. Spreading it out keeps your blood levels steady and your body protected all day long. And here's the most important part: consistency. Just like you wouldn't brush your teeth once a week and expect a healthy smile, you can't take vitamins randomly and expect real results. They work best when they're part of your routine every single day. Think about it. What if a simple habit, one pill with dinner, a little vitamin C spread throughout the day, could mean waking up with less stiffness, more energy, and the freedom to move the way you want? That's a small change with a very big payoff. So here's the takeaway. 2 simple vitamins, vitamin D and vitamin C, can truly change the way your body feels after 60. They help you stay stronger, cut down on soreness, protect your joints, and even give your immune system a powerful boost. And the best part? They're safe, affordable, and proven by science. No hype, no miracle powders, just real essentials your body has been craving all along. I know it's easy to get lost in the noise of the health world. Every week there's a new magic pill or fancy supplement promising the fountain of youth. But the truth is, you don't need to chase every trend. What really matters is consistency with the basics. And these 2 vitamins are about as basic and as powerful as it gets. So here's my challenge for you. Try adding vitamin D and vitamin C into your daily routine. Stick with it for a few weeks, and then ask yourself, Do I feel less stiff? Do I wake up with more energy? Am I moving through my day with more confidence? And when you notice the difference, share it with us. Leave a comment below and let us know how it's working for you. And don't forget to subscribe to VitalAge Health, because we're here every week with tips to keep you strong, healthy, and independent at every stage of life.